So the kettle's just boiled. I'm having a bit of a mocha, and I like cacao, so I've got a bit of cacao in there. So yeah, join me for a cuppa and I'll tell you all about myself. Get yourself a drink too. So, gosh, I've always loved adventure and I've always loved travel. I did a psychology degree straight from college. I went and did my psychology degree, and then I went into teaching, did a teaching degree. I was a teacher for around 10 years in the primary school. Then I had my first child, Millie, and I thought, I can't do this. I was putting her into childcare, and she was asleep when I took her, and I was there working all day, and then when I came back she was still asleep, and I just felt, this isn't what I want to be with her. So I was becoming disillusioned with the education system anyway. It just wasn't what I went in for. I couldn't make the change that I really wanted to and know that I felt I could. So while she was tiny, I did a little bit of childminding, and then I set up my forest school. And I was really lucky with this, because at first I was doing it in all different woods, and then this piece of land next to the house that I have came up for auction, and we had that piece of land, and it was an old railway embankment, and used that for forest school. And as time progressed and the children got a little bit older, I started doing forest schools and birthday parties, and schools come, and then I moved on to doing well-being events, excuse me, for adults, and connecting with nature, all sorts of witchy things, as well as sound healing and Reiki and shamanic events. And I've done all sorts of trainings over the years to get me qualified in all these things and share all the things that I love. I've always loved being outside, always loved nature, loved hiking, and wild swimming is one of my massive hobbies, as well as kayaking and paddleboarding. So luckily my girls love it too, and yeah, we get to go on all sorts of lovely adventures. I also, when the girls are at their dad's, go on solo trips as well, and meet friends and go lovely places. I love cooking outside. It's my saving grace, really. And it is kind of, I feel like that's where we belong. We're supposed to be outside. Our brains are wired to be outside. That is exactly where we were made, we were born to be. And society takes us so far away from that these days. It's just living in a box and going to work, but not staying in your house for the whole day just to work to pay for all those things in that house. It just seems mad, and all these bills and stuff that you're supposed to have and be like and go and do, and it just wasn't working for me at all. It just seemed so overwhelming. Even all the stuff that I'd accumulated over the years, thinking, oh, I'll need this, I might use this. I don't like throwing things away. I am a hoarder, so that's definitely something that I find hard, because I want to keep everything, and stones as well, crystals, but you can't keep everything, especially when you're in a van. So the more you're in your van, the more you realise, I don't need this and I don't need that, and you just end up giving things away and getting rid of things. But yeah, my house, I might share some things of it in another video maybe. It was just jam-packed full of stuff, still full of stuff, like everything the kids have ever owned, every birthday card, absolutely everything I had kept, umbilical cords, all of the stuff. I just had it all, and oh gosh, the decluttering process was immense. Now I've had to keep a lot of stuff, and I'm storing that with my dad because I do run events and forest school and foraging stuff, so there's lots of things boxed up, and there's a lot of things that I couldn't get rid of. But now I'm like in the process of like, actually I don't need any of these things, and I don't need this, and I don't need that. So it is getting easier to just let go, really. So, and just like to the realization that I don't need all this stuff. There's some stuff that I do still love. Like, I think like now looking around my van, probably the kettle is like one of my favourite things. And I can't wait to have my hob back in here, and the sink, which, you know, probably next weekend now. But yeah, I'm gonna have to have a new place for everything, and things will be easier because everything were in plastic storage boxes in the van, and like if we need it, the things that we needed were always in the bottom, so we had to take all of the plastic containers out, find the one thing there, and then put them all back, and it just wasn't working. So drawers, I'm hoping, are going to be the answer. And I'm not talking like loads of stuff that we have in here, it's just like clothes or a certain pan or a tool or maybe stuff for the beach. It's just mental. But I'm getting good at everything having a place, just needing what I want, because you don't really need it. We don't need it. We waste so much money. We see things and we think we need that, and we don't. We can get by. Like, I think even yesterday I was thinking, oh, I should get a tripod or something, or I've seen these like drones and stuff, and it's like, oh, that'd be so good. But you know, it's just something else, isn't it? Maybe in time, if I feel that I need to, I will, but right now I think I'll manage. I probably won't even know how to work it anyway. I got a little drone, like a really cheap drone. It's terrible, it doesn't work. So yeah, I think with drones, if you're going to buy a drone, you have to get the big one, and you have to spend a little bit of money, because the little ones they don't work. They just don't work at all. So yeah, that's a little bit about me, my teaching background. I make money doing forest school, doing retreats, doing well-being events. So I can, a lot of that is seasonal too. A lot of the time I'll work quite a lot in the summer, and then I'll have the time off over winter, and I don't do it every day, so I can still go on lots of lovely adventures and go different places and run different events. And I run quite a lot in my own little woods, so that works out quite nicely, although that's changing a little bit really soon. I run an online membership as well for women's well-being, and there's lots of videos on there about, you know, looking after yourself, taking care of yourself, breath work, meditations. Oh, it's so lovely. It's such a lovely community. And then we meet up as well, and we do stuff like wild swimming and campfires, and it's really, yeah, it's such a lovely space. So I make a little bit of income on that, and then a little bit on my Facebook page from Forgotten Forest, and I make a little bit of income from reels on there. There's ads on reels, so a little bit of money comes from there. So hopefully that'll all continue, and I'll continue to live like this. But my expenses are quite low. That was just such a lovely thing to do when I left the house, just cancelling all those direct debits. That just felt so lovely, because my outgoings were massive on the house, just like council tax, gas, electric, it just one after another, like all the wage that I made just all went on bills. So now living in a van, I don't have that. I'm not saying living in a van is easy, there's not much space, when it's absolutely pouring down, it can be annoying because the rain gets in the van, you're all muddy, all your coats are wet, trying to dry 3 coats in a wet van with a wet dog. It's not easy, but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it, and I know it's not for everyone, and that's okay. And I'm not saying that he's going to be for me forever. For now, I love it. I absolutely love it, and I love doing little things to van to make it, you know, more me, more special, more things for the girls, keeping their stuff all lovely. Like, we did have it kind of set how we want it, and then just yesterday, I just like decided I need to change it. I need the 3 things that are bothering us are the storage, the power, and the toilet. So I got a new toilet, got the new power generator thing, and then I was like, right, storage, take all this out and get the new things in. But if anybody else like me has done a van before, you realise, oh, I can't do that until I do that, and I can't do that until I do that, and it's just there's a lot more to it, isn't there? And nothing works out right, because I was like, oh, I'll keep this seating area, but once you took one part off it, the rest fell apart. So I was like, okay, I'll be doing all that again. And then I thought, I won't have this big black panel next to the beds, but that gave it quite a lot of support, so I had to put that in, and it's got like all glue on. It looks really messy, all the glue from the inside of the shower. But it'll get there. It just takes a little bit of time, so you can follow along and see how I am doing and how it's going. I'll keep you updated. I'll try and make a video of like all the before and all the after, so you can see what it's doing. And then I've got a few other things that I'm really excited to do. Like, I want to paint the van as well. It's white, and I would love it to be green. Green's my favourite colour, so I'd love a green van. So yeah, I think I might paint it with that Raptor paint, and it's got a few, it's not bad at all on rust, it isn't, it's not very old, I think it's a 2017, and when I got it, I think it had 60,000 miles on it, so it was a low mileage and a not very old van. Very unusual van though, not many people have it, and not many people want to work on them either.